Good morning, everybody. Today's topic is, for Coffee Talk, is how often should you come back for your colour boost? So, sit back, have your cup of coffee, and we'll go through that now. Good morning, everybody. Today's topic is, for Coffee Talk, is how often. So there's no hard and fast answer for this one. It is how long is a piece of string. So we usually give you a ballpark of come back annually for your colour boost. The pigments that we use here in Brow Teak are inorganic pigments. They're actually designed to fade, and the reason for that is that as ladies get older, they could suddenly decide to change their hair colour, and we want to be able to boost the eyebrows that have faded over the year to a colour match to your existing hair. Also with our cancer chemotherapy clients, when their hair returns after the finished chemo, sometimes it can come back a totally different colour. And some ladies could actually be delighted that it's come back a totally different colour and absolutely love it. And when we're doing the annual colour boost, then we can actually do a colour match to your new hair. So once you finish your two-step process with us here in Brow Teak, and that's if you've had your eyebrows done for the first time, you are automatically go into our email reminders, usually to remind you to come a year from the last visit, not from your first visit. Some people do that, from your last visit, and your year starts at your last visit. And invariably, we will send you a reminder to come and organise your annual colour boost, so that we can freshen up your eyebrows. And we send you that about 8 weeks before the due date. So that gives you ample time to actually book in. You don't have to book in with me now. It's nice for you to come back to the person who's done your work. But we are interchangeable now. You can actually go to Nurse Aisling either. So we both have a booking tab on the scheduler. So Aisling and we are interchangeable. So how often do you need to return? So anybody who's got normal to dry skin, we don't see them bang on the 12 months. Invariably, the retention is really good, and if the client mind their eyebrows as we ask them, which would be to wear SPF every single day, 365 days in the year, and that they deserve the retention that they get. Plus, they have the added benefit of having good genetics on them, which would be to wear SPF every single day, 365 days in the year, and that they deserve the retention that they get. Plus, they have the added benefit of having good genetics of normal to dry skin, that your skin holds the pigment for the longest. So we usually find that once the annual colour boost reminder comes in for those clients, invariably they message us back and say, I'm good for now, I'll be back to you in 18 months or 15 months or whatever. So it doesn't have to be bang on the 12 months. So that's for those. Right, clients that we see sooner than 12 months from their completed treatment would be clients who have alopecia, clients who suffer from trichotillomania, and clients who had a difficult retention from the get-go. So that would be usually people who have very oily skin or have open port skin. So their skin is usually, because it's so oily, I mean, the upside of that is that you'll be youthful looking for far longer than the rest of us. But the downside is that the skin cell turnover is quite rapid, and the work that I do is literally under the skin, and it actually fades the microblading faster, so you need to return sooner to have your colour boost done. So I saw a fabulous depiction of open port skin done on a strawberry recently. I'll share it with you now, that you can actually see, even putting on makeup on people who have open port skin, it's difficult to put makeup on because it tends to either slide off or you might need to use a primer. And it's the same thing with our microblading. It's skin cell turnover, and it's also very bumpy skin, as in it's not as smooth as normal skin or people who have dry skin. So you can see there that, that there isn't a smooth surface, therefore the turnover is more rapid. Therefore, we see you either on the 12 months or even a little bit beforehand. Right, clients who've had a blade and shade treatment, if you've been upgraded to a blade and shade treatment, I find that those clients, usually when they get their email reminder to say come back for your colour boost, invariably they say absolutely, I don't need to come, Olive, for another couple of months, and they book in at a later stage. So when I did this training for this work a long time ago, we were told that clients didn't need to return for their annual colour boost until 18 months after the completed treatment, and I very quickly realised that that's not the truth, and it's not the case, and we're not a one size fits all, and we're not robots, and this isn't exact science, and we're dealing with skin which is unpredictable. Sharna can tell you that. Sharna is in the room next door, and our skin changes all of the time. Clients who don't use their SPF, you'll be coming back to us way sooner. So from a fees point of view, when you come back for your annual colour boost, we have our fee structure differently. Well, we do things differently here anyway in Browteak, and the fee structure is tiered. So we think this is the fairest thing. I don't think people who've got alopecia and having to come back sooner than anybody else should have to be penalised for having to come back sooner. That's my own opinion. So therefore, if you need to come back anything between 6 and 12 months, there's that window there where it's a certain fee, it's 125 euros. Then the next fee structure is from 12 to 15 months, which is 140 euros, and 15 to 18 months is 180 euros, I think, or 190 euros, something like that. You'll see it in the booking system anyway. And if you need to know what section to book, just email us first and say, listen, when was I with you last? I don't know what to book. And post-chemotherapy clients, I find, need to come back definitely before their 12-month mark, because their body is processing a lot of the chemotherapy that's been infused in their body during their chemotherapy journey. And your skin also sees the pigment that we put into your skin as a foreign body, so it processes that as well, and it actually tries to get rid of that sooner. So invariably, our cancer chemotherapy clients, we usually recommend their chemotherapy journey, and your skin also sees the pigment that we put into your skin as a foreign body, so it processes that as well, and it actually tries to get rid of that sooner. So invariably, our cancer chemotherapy clients, we usually recommend come back before the year is up, so that we can keep the looking fresh, because very rarely, once you're finished your chemo, your head hair will come back, but your brows very rarely come back to their former glory. They might come back in a volume, but the quality won't be as good, and invariably they will be thinner looking, and you will look like as if the brow really suffered, and it has suffered, and thank God for microblading. So oftentimes clients would say to me, Olive, what if I didn't get back to see you at all? What actually happens? And as time goes on, your microblading continues to fade, and it fades off to a lesser version of the original colour. So none of these whole funky greens and oranges and salmons here. If anything, it could fade off to a kind of an ashy colour, and that usually is an indication that that's the last of the colours to actually fade off, and invariably that's the indication that you need to have a colour boost. But for the most part, everybody likes to come and have their colour boosted in order to give that lovely fresh and groomed appearance. If you've had cancer chemotherapy and your head hair comes back and your eyebrows come back, if you're that lucky and they come back really well, well then what ends up happening is that our work literally just fades into the background. Now it'll always be there, because it's not a tint, it's not something that can be washed off. It is always going to be under the skin, and it will just fade into the background. It'll look like as if you've just enhanced the original brows that you have. So yeah, it is wise to keep the colour looking fresh, because as it fades off, it can look very unattractive. But some people can't get to us for various reasons, and then the longer you leave it, the more you have to settle in fees. So that is our kind of, what we would encourage you to do is to come annually, and make a point of coming annually, and it'll always look fresh then. And Annually doesn't have to be every 12 months. It can be, 15 months. So that'll be, what's that? Biannually? No. Yeah. Is it? I don't know. So if you have any further questions in relation to how often you need to come, and any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to us here on direct messages, or we can cover it on a coffee talk subject. And if you feel that you need to talk even further, or if you want to discuss our treatments or the upkeep of the treatments, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on email, which is info@browteak.ie. There's a contact page here anyway, up there. And there's one also on the website. So our information packs are free. We don't charge anything for them. So you're more than welcome to a free complimentary information pack. All you have to do is read it and decide, is this something for you or not? And if you want to discuss things further, please book in for a consultation. I can't do in-depth consultations here on Instagram in the direct messages. So you can book in to come here to us for a one-to-one. It takes 50 minutes. Or you can book in a telephone call whereby we do a Zoom or FaceTime consultation for half an hour. And the booking for that is also, the link is in our bio. So I hope that helps. Chat with you soon.